Hello ladies and gentlemen, MarauderEX here, back with a new Let's Play. Not really new. You guys have seen this before. This is Shining Force 2. I've done this project before on my channel. It was actually one of the things that launched my channel into popularity because it's a kind of a unique game that people who've played it love it, and it doesn't get as much love as it really should. This is also the game that got me into Let's Playing. I'm going to continue to stroke the ego of another Let's Player, and I'm sure they're getting tired of it, but there was a Let's Player that I followed that did this game, and I fell in love with the project. I thought to myself, you know what, I know this game just as well. I could make some, you know, interesting jokes. I've made interesting jokes with friends playing this before. Maybe people on the internet would appreciate that, find that interesting. Maybe they would, you know, it'd be fun. And so this is what got me into Let's Playing. So I'm back doing it again. It's one of those things that now that I've had a little bit more experience under my belt, I want to do, you know, all these projects that kind of, like I said, launch my channel into the popularity that it has today, in better quality, to keep things updated, plus as kind of a growing experience. That way you can see where I was years ago versus where I am today, and see the evolution of a Let's Player. So I'm really excited to be doing this project again. The prologue that's going on right now is the backstory. We saw Slade, a Ratman thief, break into a temple, ignore power water, which is something that we will get into later as to why that is the stupidest thing imaginable, looking for treasure. And now we see King Santa Claus talking about the weather. So, you know, if you look at the weather map, we will see that there's a storm front moving in, and it is magical in nature, meaning we are all screwed. Anyway, so yes, this is the backstory. I'm gonna, as you can see, I'm talking over it. I love Shining Force 2, but the story is, it's easy to piece together. It's easy to see what's going on. It doesn't pride itself on being overly complex. It just prides itself on being a good story. Like, you're gonna see the twists and turns coming a mile away, but it's the gameplay and the characters' personalities that make this such a fun game. So we see that there are 2 jewels that these band of thieves are after, and no one thinks, you know, mysterious jewels set in an altar in a temple, you should just leave those alone. I mean, look what happened to Indiana Jones. He picked up the idol, and then he was almost crushed by a boulder. And that was just after picking up the idol. He had stuff leading up to that point. So let's really to take a second to step back and be like, if I ever find an ancient tomb or something, I'm magic jewels, or especially in a world of magic that could possibly be magic jewels, don't touch them. Just don't touch them. However, Slade the Rat did, and yeah, I feel just great. You did it. You have the legendary jewel. Yes, and especially if it's legendary, don't mess with it. Just don't do this. No. There's a whole lot of just don't mess with this. We could skip this and go straight to the title screen, but I want everyone to know that there is a little bit of backstory as to what's going on. I mean, you could go back and watch my other Let's Play of this to get the story, because I was a little more story-oriented in that one, because I figured this is the internet and this is serious business. But I'm a lot more laid back and relaxed now. So, again, the evolution of a Let's Play. But it feels good. I'm going to be doing this project again. I'm going to be doing all the Shining games again, because, like I said, that was the niche that brought a lot of people to my channel. I've noticed strategy RPGs are what a lot of my viewers, they comment more on, they seem to view more, so I figure, you know, I will stick with my niche. I'm gonna redo the Shining games. I'm gonna do the ones that I didn't get a chance to finish due to issues with Sega several years ago, and I'm going to do what I haven't done. Like, I've done a lot of Shining games, but there are still a lot of Shining games that I didn't get a chance to do that I'm going to add to this list. I'm going to do the Shining games like I did them the first time, so I'm going to play the ones that have more of a direct connection first, and then I will play the games that just kind of fill in later. Technically, I should still be starting with Shining Force 1 because there is a very, very minor connection between this game and Shining Force 1. I believe it's Shining Force 1. It could be Shining in the Darkness. But it's been a long time since I've looked at the Shining series chronology. And I'll probably talk more about that as the project goes on. Like, that's a lot to throw at in the first episode of an LP, especially with the fact that most of this is story. Like, we are not going to get into any real gameplay this episode because this prologue is long. For a Genesis era game, this is a long prologue. The cutscene is just ridiculous. I actually don't even think I saw this the first time I played. I may have just pressed start accidentally and skipped to the title screen. So I had no idea what was going on until I powered it up and, you know, accidentally left it on. I was like, oh, there's a story. Maybe that would actually be beneficial to know what's going on. And of course, we are pulling some horror movie tropes here. The lightning strikes and we see a shadow. And of course, it takes King Santa Claus a while to realize that there's someone there. I call him, his name is King Grandseal, but the fact that he has rosy nose and cheeks, just, I have to. We have a floating demon wearing sunglasses. Yeah. It looks like he's wearing sunglasses. I was never able to get over that he looks like... Yeah. I just can't. Hits the king with a little tornado, and that's brilliant. Shoot tornadoes inside castles. One thing that you guys have probably already noticed about this, all of the character animations, they're always moving, which I find adorable. So, here we go! Shining Force 2, copyright 1994, presented by Sonic. This was done by Camelot, which at the time was Sonic Software Planning, or then became Camelot Software Planning, and now they're, you know, Camelot, and just a completely different entity. They used to be a development team in-house for Sega and then split off. They are also responsible for the Golden Sun series, Beyond the Beyond, and I believe one of the Mario Golf or tennis games. I don't remember which, but exceptionally odd. So, we are going to pick one of two save files that are available on the cartridge. I am playing it on my Xbox, on the Genesis emulator, because save states make this so much easier to deal with for, you know, editing purposes. So, we get to name our hero. This is our hero, blonde hair, blue eyes, totally not Aryan. Actually, totally not, because the hair color changes later on. You can name it whatever you want. If you just hit end and use the default name, Bowie in all capitals becomes your name. So, that is one thing I'm also going to joke around about with this game. We have several different difficulty levels. I'm going to be playing it on normal. There's no point in playing it on hard or super or ouch, unless you just want to grind. It's not a hard game on any difficulty, but it's less grindy, and for you know, let's play purposes, it doesn't need to be grindy. We don't need to grind. Alright, so we are Bowie. We are an only child with a single mother as a parent, and her schools are Astral and Sarah. Notice how Sarah is all capitals. Anyone whose name is in all capitals or has a portrait are typically important people. Some people have one or the other, some people have both. If they have both, typically that means they're going to join you. So, you know, it doesn't take much to figure this stuff out. This is our sleepy little town. We got a church there, that's where we can save, we can resurrect people who fall in battle, we can cure statuses. The only status that you really need to cure in a church is curse, and we'll get into that way later. So we've got Sarah here. Sir Astral in the basement, but he looks strange today. Now we got Chester. Those are our two of our schoolyard friends. Because, you know, obviously we're just kids, so. Alright, so we sneak up on Sir Astral because he's too busy paying attention to books. Is it time to start school? Okay, I'm coming up. Come over here and we investigate the vase, and we get a medical alert. So, we can also investigate bookshelves. A book, Sega Guide. Sounds good. Really? Really? Okay. By the way, boy, what did you think of the storm last night? Did you feel something evil or anything? What kind of question is that for a kid? Really? Excuse me, son. Did you feel something evil last night? I need an adult? Alright, we come sit next to Chester and school starts. Everybody here. Where's Yaha? Yaha is our 4th classmate who all he does is oversleeps. Like, we could go try to wake him up, but it actually doesn't even work. We can't wake him up, because it's part of the story. And right as class starts, a soldier comes in looking for Sir Astral. Minister wants you to come to the castle. The king, he's fallen down and is in great pain. He's fallen and he can't get up! And of course that means Sir Astral has to go. Sir Astral is basically this town's Gandalf, as you can tell with the interesting hat and beard. He is the local magic user, learned man type person, and so he teaches the town's children for whatever reason. Sarah, being the mischievous elf that she is, wants to sneak into the castle so we can see what's going on, using the eyes of maybe we can go meet the princess, because that's every boy's dream of wanting to meet the princess. You know, you have a cute elf friend. No, let's just go meet the princess. Yeah. Alright, so Sarah the priest, Chester the knight have joined the force. Classes are restricted to 4 letters, so our force consists of Bowie the human swordsman, or Studman, Sarah the elven priest, or Prust, and Chester the centaur Knit, or Kint. So, yeah, we've got a fairly interesting group. This is one of the few games and few series that highlight centaurs as, you know, interesting playable characters. So we come over here, and we're going to try to sneak into the castle. Sir Astral calls. So, this is not a very large town. There's maybe 30 people in this town. How do these guards not know who these kids are? They live right in front of the gate. Like, you would think it's like, oh, I see that kid running around to school all the time. Nope. Nope. I have no idea who these kids are, or the fact that this is really just a ploy to sneak into the castle. That's all this is. Speaking of sneaking into the castle, we're going to raid their armory. So you can get this treasure chest. And it took me forever. I never got those first 2, or those other 2 treasure chests the first time. I didn't realize you could, because it's the 3D isometric, some walls like this you can walk, because it's not a wall, it's just covered by that. Took me forever to figure that out. How derpy do you think I felt after that? I felt exceptionally derpy. So, we got some items. We're gonna rearrange who has what. Actually, that's okay. We're good on that. Medical herbs heal, I believe 10 HP. Antidotes cure poison. Angel wings remove us from the battle and take us to the previous save point. We do have... all the battles in this game are really it, so you have to be you have to beat the battle, but you can use Angel Wings or the Aggress spell to leave battle, and then when you re-enter battle, it's reset, so you can use that as a grinding tool. Bowie has the spell Egress, which takes you back to the previous save point. So you can kill everything but, say, like, the last enemy, Egress, do the fight over again for extra XP. So that is a grinding tool that is available. Should you want to play on higher difficulties, that is actually a requirement. So we're going to come over here and we see the king in bed, the princess, the minister, and Sir Astral all trying to figure out what's going on. Obviously he didn't fall down. We know from... well, actually he kind of did in the prologue, so we do know he did fall down. But it's because he was attacked by a magic tornado. And Astral looks over and sees that we're here, and... whoops! Sorry, sir, we didn't mean to. Don't lie to me, he wanted to see the castle. Yeah, pretty much. I love how, again, the minister has no idea who these kids are. Like, there's not that many people in the town. They look like good kids. You must have a special reason to have them here, right? I didn't mean for... Astral glares at Bowie. Yep, it's all my fault. You said the door to the tower is open. There must be a connection. So, I'm going to send children into an ancient tower of mystical power. One that's purpose has been long forgotten, and that's never been able to be opened before. Sounds like a completely wonderful reason to send children. I know he's just trying to find a reason to not get in trouble, but sending children into Ancient Tower really does not sound like a good idea. Alright, so if you're ready, if you've explored everything in town that you want to explore, which you kind of already have, hit yes. We come through, and one thing I want to talk about is no one commenting on the fact that Sir Astral is like Dr. Robotnik? For an old guy, he ran so, like, we haven't even caught up to him yet. How? How? Old man moves that fast. Alright, here's the ancient tower. We're gonna go actually behind it. And if we go up here and press up at a certain point and investigate, we find a piece of mithril. And there are, I think, 16 pieces of mithril in the game. There could be more. I don't remember the exact number. But they are used much, much later in the game to craft special weapons. So they are well worth holding onto. Right now in the game, they're not worth holding onto because we can't do anything with them. So you can sell them for 1,500 gold, and you can buy them back later for 2,000. So you're losing money on it, but it's like an advanced loan. So we'll get into that. I'll talk more about that after this battle, which will actually be in the next episode because we're almost out of time. But of course, Ancient Tower, we're going to have a fight. So Astral goes up and investigates the magic seal, and if he's not careful, he might accidentally try to bring back his mother, because that looks like a transmutation circle. And I really don't think Astral wants to pay an arm and a leg to have that happen. And we find our first enemy, an evil gizmo. That is its name, an evil gizmo. I can't make this stuff up, man. You're here to possess the king, aren't you? You shall not pass! This is Gandalf! However, the Balrog has split into 6 other little Balrogs. We'll stop the evil gizmo here. Bowie, defeat these... I love how Sir Astral's like, Bowie, defeat these fiends. Alright, so we have our first battle. I'm actually going to end this episode here. I will see you guys in the next installment where we start the fight against the evil gizmos. So, till then, later everyone.